Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Again, different video. It seems like that's kind of a trend around here. There's no trend. Three guys in a bottle, Blake's bar. This video's gonna be me again. My house kind of came down with the sickness. Didn't want the guys over here, so kind of been doing our own thing a little bit. In this video, I'm gonna kind of go over 5 whiskeys that I think every bar should have, whether you're a beginner, just getting into it, or you know a little bit about it and want to just kind of broaden your horizon. These bottles are not anything special. That's the thing about this video, is I don't want to be like, oh, everybody should have a Midwinter's or a Blanton's. You know, this one's kind of these bottles you can find probably anywhere. Starting off, Japanese, Suntory. This is a $36 bottle here in PA. Japanese whiskey, 86 proof. So obviously Japanese whiskey is different than bourbon or American whiskey, as they say. It does give a very unique flavor. They say the Japanese oak is what they aged it in. It does give a very distinct flavor in my mind. It is very good with ginger beer, for highballs as they call it over there in Japan. They did raise the price recently here with this specific import and most everything from Suntory. Fun fact, Suntory and Jim Beam are actually together. You know, it's Suntory Beam Incorporated or something like that. I don't know. But this is something that I think, is a very good whiskey to just kind of have around if you want to kind of mix it, drink it straight, or just get into the Japanese scene, because there's a ton of other Japanese whiskey out there that is just as good. But this is something I think is just kind of right on the money with it. Second one. Like I said in the last video, Angel's Envy. Coming in at right around $50. This is Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, but it's finished in port wine barrels. Let's see here, 86.6 proof, another low proof one, but just such a flavorful bottle, and you can't beat that bottle, to be honest. It's always just a little unique. It's always available. You get that real nice port finish with it, so if you want to get into finished whiskeys, it's something else too. Just something that I've always had on hand, and the other bottles by them, specifically the rye finished in Caribbean rum, is just as good too. And there's tons of other private selects and stuff by them that is good, just I haven't been able to get my hands on. But this is one you should always be able to find in any liquor store that you go to. Now the third one. This one, specifically in PA, you cannot find this specific bottle. Old Grandad 114. Most states will have this 114. It's obviously 114 proof Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. For the price of this bottle, I think it was like $27 or something like that. You can't beat the price of that bottle for what it is. It is such a flavorful, unique, just good bourbon, higher proof at 114, so you get a lot of flavors out of it. With it being cheap, you want to mix it, make a Manhattan or an old fashioned with it. It's the perfect bottle. And they do have other ones like the Bonded, which again 4 years, which is really good. And then Old Grandad 16 just released here. I didn't get that because I had $200, never tried it. But this is something that I think is a nice bottle to have at a bar too, just because it's available mostly everywhere and it's a very, very good price. Switching it up a little again. Sagamore Rye out of Maryland, Baltimore to be specific. This one is specifically a barrel select, but doesn't have to be barrel select. They have 9-year, they have double oaked, which I think is a phenomenal bottle. But that one is kind of harder to get. If you get a hands on that, I would buy it. I have one at my bar. If I could buy 3 more, I would. Can't find them here. But we can get Sagamore here in PA. And I think this is just a great rye if you're starting into it and just want more of an upgrade versus the regular, like Elijah Craig, let's say, not demeaning them. Just regular Elijah Craig is regular Elijah Craig rye, right? But this one gives you a little bit of a different experience. They're kind of a newer distillery, if I recall correctly. Again, like I said, at Baltimore, Maryland. This one's specifically a single barrel select, so your mileage may vary, obviously. But let's see here. ABC stores, so it's out of Virginia. This one's a 6-year. Does not give me a proof on it, though. Oh, there it is. Just can't read. Straight rye whiskey, 110 proof. And, this one does come a little bit hotter, and ryes usually tend to be higher than bourbons. specifically like barrel proofs and stuff. But this one is, I think, just another great bottle to have around. Again, even if you just want to get into the ryes, because ryes have such a different flavor profile because of the mash bill, obviously, than bourbons, where these have to be 51% or more rye. Bourbon has to be 51% more corn. But the rye, you just get such like a floral note on like the nose and the taste. It's a very unique experience. And if you're just starting out, you only want 5 or 6 bottles, get a rye. And I would recommend maybe even a Sagamore if you can, find it, which you should be able to mostly everywhere, just the regular, and just see how you like it. If you like a little bit, you're probably gonna like the better ones a lot. If you don't like it, maybe you won't like the, more expensive ones that are kind of harder to get. But again, your palate may vary. So, and then one of my personal favorites, the bottle that actually started it all with my allocation journey. This was the first allocated bottle when it was allocated here that I was able to get myself. Penelope Architect. So this is a straight bourbon whiskey finished in French oak staves, similar to like a Maker's Mark type of flavor. This one specifically is the Built 7. Very young whiskey. It's only 4 years old, as Penelope is a, newish type of distillery. This one is clocking in at 104 proof, 52% alcohol. And this was my favorite bottle forever. Nothing would beat Architect for me. And I still think this is one of my favorites at my bar. And it's just one that I think if you find it, which you probably should very easily, because mostly everything has Penelope and you can find that, I think you should pick it up. Maybe you could even try this versus Maker's Mark. See if you don't like French staves, you do like French staves. Some people hate French staves altogether. They think the flavor kind of dilutes the bourbon of it, and they just don't like it, which is understandable. Some people, wouldn't. I love it. I think this bottle is great, and every time it's empty, I always go replace it, which I'm a Penelope fanboy. But I think that's a very good one. And these are just ones that I had here that I think that if they were to go empty, I would go replace sooner rather than later. I have tons of bottles here that I love, love, love. And if it goes down, I'm like, am I really going to hunt for that again? Am I try to find all these bottles again? But these ones just being so easy to get now, they're almost a guarantee that if I'm out, I'm going to go get another one. I try to keep this video more low profile on price and availability, because every other bourbon whiskey YouTuber out there is like, oh, go find this, Penelope Rio, go find this Midwinter's, go get this Blanton's Gold, go find these bottles that are impossible and they retail for $40, but they're going secondary for $400. We're not that channel. We don't have the luxury of being able to buy anything on secondary, which I wouldn't anyway. That's just not me. And then PA doesn't really get a lot of like good whiskey, I should say, easily available. A lot of time you have to chase drops, wait outside stores, but they don't let you know when stuff's dropping here. It just kind of happens, and some people get lucky, some people don't. I usually get unlucky, but it is what it is. I'm still enjoying the ride. I'm having some fun here. So yeah, this is just a nice, simple, easy video for everybody, because we weren't able to film our, episode this week, as we call them, just because, like I said earlier in the video, sickness, whatever. Everything should be back to normal. The next week or so should get you more shorts, more videos, more tastings, whatever it may be. Maybe we have a couple surprise bottles. We could bring out the people and see, what our notes are on some bottles that I were able to obtain, or Corey or Beagle were able to obtain, or anybody really. And then we'll just kind of go from there. I appreciate everybody watching. This is a fun time. And, we will get the bottles that people are asking us about eventually. I swear. I pinky promise. All right, guys, thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, socials down below. We'll catch you in the next one.